It's again time to look back on the Hoops week that was and preview what's to come here on the RYZE Hoops Rewind Fast Forward. Cory McCartney here with RYZE Hoops, Dan McDonald and Carter Wilson. Guys, it's good to see you again.
Howdy, Cory.
Absolutely. Now, Carter, as we hit rewind, I know you wanted to put the focus on Chattahoochee and a senior guard who just hit a career milestone.
Yeah, A.J. White has long been their guy for the last few years. I mean, their primary scorer. They won a state title kind of on his shoulders. I mean, he's always been like one of their core guys for the last few years. And he hit 2,000 points. I mean, it's something we don't see all the time. I mean, we get a lot of 1,000-point scorers and 1,500-point scorers or whatever it may be, but 2,000 is a huge milestone. And just the fact that he's unsigned, I think, is still a big thing. Like, you reach that kind of milestone and your recruitment is still open. I mean, to be honest, like, I think there could be, like, mid-major plus high major type of schools that could be on him. They just would have to get past the size thing. But he's as skilled as they come, and he can just score it. He can score it in all kinds of ways, from three, jump shots. He gets to the rim. He's just a really skilled all-around guard, and that milestone is great. So congratulations to him.
Well, I'm sure that commitment's sure to come soon enough. But meanwhile, Dan, we've talked a lot about Milton and Bruce Thornton, and this team, I know from your perspective, is making some serious noise right now.
Yeah, so I went over and watched them play Saturday night at Norcross, which is a matchup with two 7A powerhouses here in Georgia. And yeah, it was a pretty competitive game for the first quarter. I think it was maybe 14-13 in the quarter. But from there on, Milton just kind of jumped on them, ended up winning 68-43. And Bruce Thornton, who we've talked about a bunch, had a triple-double, and I swear it was the quietest triple-double I've ever seen. He had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. But he did what he always does. Like, I've seen games where Bruce has gone for 30, but I've also seen him kind of take more of a back seat and kind of let his other guys shine, and he kind of sets the table for him. And one of those guys was Kanan Carlisle, who's one of the best sophomore guards in the country, and he was terrific. Kendall Campbell, who was great at Battle for Georgia and got a bunch of offers after that, was dominant on the boards and finishing inside. And I know Norcross didn't play with their best game or whatever, but their freshman wing, Jakai Howard, is special. Like, he's going to be one of the highest ranked 2024 prospects in the country, and he did some good things the other night. So it was a fun game to watch.
Carter, looking ahead, when we discussed the 2023 class in Georgia, how has that class taken shape, and what opportunities do you see there for some players that are maybe able to make some moves in terms of recruiting rankings?
So we all know the names that are at the top. I mean, we've all kind of been acquainted with the Isaiah Colliers, Kanan Carlisles, London Johnsons. But I think there's a big opportunity here for a lot of guys to kind of make their name and either jump to that next tier where those guys are, or kind of just jump to the tier where they're a notable name. I mean, we don't have a lot of guys that have done that so far. So I think that it's interesting moving forward. I mean, I think there are a couple guys that can do it. Colin Sill's Ethan Davis has been really good this year, and I think he can make that move to kind of that top tier kind of guy. He's gotten some high major looks, some high major offers. Maury Jordan at Tequila is another one. He's kind of a shooting guard wing that has good size. He's put up some good numbers this year with Tequila. And then Taj Johnson is going to be a guy that's going to be up there too. I'm actually going to go up there this week, up to Hart County. And there I'm going to see him play this week. So I'll have more on him probably on next week's rewind. So I think there's a lot of guys that can do it. And, I'm really looking forward to seeing who does it.
Dan, more of a spotlight for you. I know Milton this week. What's in store at the Longhorn 5-Star Challenge?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of great holiday events coming up this weekend around Atlanta, but that one at Milton, the Longhorn 5-Star Challenge, is one that has me really excited. So Friday night, you'll get to have Milton and Lake Norman Christian, which means you get Bruce Thornton and Kanan Carlisle versus Mikey Williams, one of the top sophomore guards in the country. So that'll be a great way to start the night. And then the other game of the night is Sandy Creek versus Germantown out of Tennessee. So Jabari Smith, who's one of the top 5 2021 prospects in the country, he'll be matched up with Mason Miller, who's the son of former NBA star Mike Miller, who's he's signed with Creighton. So that'll be a great matchup on Friday night. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those guys go at it.
Well, guys, I appreciate it as always. Everyone out there, make sure you're checking out RYZEHoops.com for everything from Carter and Dan, and follow RYZE Hoops on Instagram and Twitter. Fellas, appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
Thanks, Cory.